Disrupt yourself or be disrupted with Nikki Verd, a kick-ass author, international keynote speaker, digital knowledge amplifier, and a voice for those who yearn to reinvent themselves.
What you already know isn't going to propel you forward. I think most organizations that are successful do two things: exploration and experimentation. Because from those two things, then you can move to a point where you begin to innovate and think creatively about what's possible. When you allow people to experiment and try new things and to explore and to go outside of the traditional conventional ways of doing things, you allow them to think broadly outside of the box and think creatively about what's possible. In all industries, you'll find that people that allow themselves to experiment and new ways of doing things, to discover new possibilities are the ones that thrive. Same with organization.
Absolutely.
So when you put individuals into boxes and say your job only requires you to shift this box to here and do only that, and by the way, it wants you to shift it like this, and then it wants you to shift it from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then once you live your life based on instruction, based on protocol, based on hierarchies, based on following instructions, you stagnate very quickly. In my personal life, I've found that I break rules all the time because I always find new things of doing things. As long as there is efficiency and there are possibilities to do things better, faster, I will exploit. Sometimes I do it wrong. Sometimes I find bad ways of doing things, but 8 out of 10 times I find better ways of doing things by just allowing myself and giving myself permission to experiment and do things outside of the instructions and outside of the conventional ways. And most time, the instructions that you follow are dated themselves. And they applied in the circumstances that were there 15, 20 years. And I spoke to you about the EVP or employee value proposition the other day, that it's a moving goalpost.
Absolutely.
Because employee needs, demands and expectations change all the time.
Absolutely.
You have to ask yourself, the employees of yesterday may have wanted a big oval office in the corner on the 5th floor. Today's employees want autonomy, want flexibility, and want choice. And they just say, give me the tools to do my work and give me clear goals, clear milestones, clear deadlines, and leave me to it. And if I get stuck, I'll find you. And that is the autonomy that most people are looking for. And again, back to the thing to say, if you want to promote creativity and innovation and open-mindedness in your company, allow people to explore, allow people to experiment, and allow people to create. I like what you told me last week, and you said, don't consume content, create, curate, and orchestrate. So when you allow yourself to do that, you're basically giving yourself permission to experiment. And when you do experiment, you find so many things that are possible and that you may never have thought of.
That's so powerful.